Hi everyone, I'm back again for the weekly oracle reading. For those of you just tuning in, I'm Anne and I give general love readings focusing on divine partners, soulmates, twin flames, and all spiritual love connections. And if you're just tuning in, I hope you can stay and watch. This is a reading video with messages. They're not coming from me, they're coming from the divine, as I say in all my videos. Take what resonates with you and just leave what doesn't, okay? So, last weekend, it was an intense time. We had the lunar, well, actually, I should say it the full way. The blood moon lunar eclipse, and it was a wolf moon. Basically, it put a lot of like energies like through the roof for everyone. I know I felt it, and I felt it even prior to that, and I'm still feeling it. It's kind of like we're all coming down from it. We're kind of like adjusting to it. Now, a lot of people are still going through like the energy shifts like when it just happened. And that's okay because it's going to happen. This is a time when we purge, we let go, we release, we put out the intentions that we want. And with full moons, they do have a tendency to stir up a lot of emotional energies because it is the moon. And obviously we all feel it. But when it's a super moon, and a blood moon, and accompanied with the lunar eclipse, oh my gosh, it's not something that happens every month. It's something that we know. It's a celestial spiritual event that doesn't always come around. And I believe it's not going to come around for a few years, another one, a lunar eclipse like this. So this was a total lunar eclipse. Unfortunately, I was not able to see it physically, okay, but I did feel it. I'm in the Cleveland, Ohio area. So, you know what? It was a massive snowstorm and most of us in the Northeast did not get to see it. But we still felt it and I saw beautiful pictures of it. Thanks guys for posting. They're just beautiful. I love the blood moon. It's just so vibrant, especially with the eclipse. But anyways, you're going to be feeling vibrations coming from it, and maybe you've adjusted to it. That's great, but continue to write down the intentions of what you want for this year. Like I said before, this is going to be a phenomenal, amazing year, and you have to just like focus on what's in, basically not looking at why is things happening the way they are, or why isn't it coming through the way I want it, but more of like focusing on yourself. Don't look at last year, put it all away. Whatever it was, it's gone. And now we're into 2019 and it's starting out to be wonderful. Keep saying that, keep putting out that energy, positive affirmations, keep them going, guys, because at the beginning of the year, we have to keep ourselves motivated. And you know what, with this colder weather for most of us, we have to keep ourselves moving along. And if you're in a warmer climate, good for you, but you still have to move along. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's a time where January we slack off sometimes, and it's time to just keep the energy flowing. You may feel highly like inside vibrations coming through, but physically you have to keep that circulation going. I mean, exercise, really, really important. Keeping the eating habits, intact. I know we all get kind of like we fall a little bit because it's that time of the year, obviously. And you know what? No one's blaming nobody, but you just be careful. That's all I got to say. It's not easy sometimes, but it is easy if you just say, I'm going to do it. And just be really, really, really positive about it. Okay, so without further delay, let's begin the reading. I've meditated while I shuffle the cards, asking the angels and spirit guides what we need to know in order to empower our love lives, avoid obstacles, and just get through whatever challenges that may be ahead of us. The cards that I've used are a brand new deck that I received for Christmas, Alana Fairchild's Sacred Rebels Oracle cards. Very, very beautiful deck. I love them. Very extreme artwork. Their artwork is gorgeous. It's by Autumn Sky Morrison. It's a little bit of nudity, so I'm just letting you guys know ahead of time. Like I said, these cards are very beautiful. You'll appreciate them just like I do. Okay, this is a Divine Masculine on this side. I'm just going to explain real quick. Divine Feminine. I try to put them together. Remember, this is not pertaining to just a male. It's also a female, and also this side, it's also a male, not just a female. Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine lives inside all of us, so combination together reveals more about us and what energies we're leaning towards for this time. Okay, so the first card that I pulled, release the dark wound, let love live. Okay, and it's a very beautiful card, as you could see if I could clear it. Okay, I love the artwork. As I said before, it's different, and that's what I love. I love different cards. Okay, so enough about the cards. This card is symbolizing releasing what energies that the Divine Masculine feels. Now, the Divine Masculine knows that there is something out there for them, that maybe that they're not really living their life to the fullest potential, that they can have that peace, that love. So the Divine Masculine, as we've seen before in the previous readings, has been kind of like shifting back and forth and going under, hitting rock bottom, coming back up, putting that ego guard up again, and you know what? It just goes on and on and on. It's like a roller coaster. This card is showing you the message that it's time that the Divine Masculine now starts to release that dark wound and let love live. Because when we're not letting ourselves feel the love, when we're not allowing, I should say, love to manifest in our lives, we're actually preventing ourselves from moving forward, from moving towards another direction in our life, because we're constantly in stagnant areas. Kind of like nothing is actually negative, nothing is actually toxic. It's when it's stagnant, it becomes this way. And remember, when we create this static energy inside of us, and that's what the Divine Masculine is doing, we tend to lean towards negativity. That's right. We kind of like let negativity dominate us, where the Divine Masculine knows that this is ego-based energy, and Divine Masculine knows that it's time to start kind of like chilling out, kind of like let it go, let it be released finally. And now with the full moon eclipse that we had last week, this seals the deal. This is what is empowering Divine Masculine to say, I've had enough and I'm ready to let go. I'm ready to release that dark wound. Now, sometimes it has to go on for a series of whatever. I mean, I don't give time frames, as you all know. Time frames are never accurate in any reading, because no one knows the course of our physical time and the spiritual time. It's not in sync. But this is coming close to a new beginning. I mean, this is what we've been seeing with the collective. There are changes up ahead, guys. There are many changes, and if you're waiting for that person to finally show up and finally come through what they've been promising, what you've been feeling, what you've known deep inside, it's coming to fruition. It's starting to manifest. And this is why this is a card that's telling you it's starting to be released. Now, you may be seeing different signs. Now, we talked about the signs before. Very important to write down these signs, because that's when you start to awaken and you start to see things. Maybe it's signs that maybe this person may have, but you don't have them. But guess what? If you start noticing them, you're going to see things in a different light. You're going to see, well, this looks a little different, and this seems to not flow the way it did before. There's a sign here. Something is shifting. It's kind of like changing. It's kind of like when we see the hint of spring weather coming. Okay, I just had an interruption. I had to change a battery pack. I apologize. But anyways, as I was saying, just like the spring weather starting to come in, just like when we start to see like this hint of sprouts coming up from the ground and little baby tiny, those little tips coming off the trees, and you know, that's soon going to be happening. You know, we want to be motivated for it. And that's the way the energy is starting to shift and change with the collective. In this sense, there is so much going on. There is so much happening internally that the Divine Masculine knows that this is not the way they're supposed to be, and Divine Masculine wants to make that step forward. So many of you are feeling it. Many of you are knowing that there is something about to shift. There's something that's about to happen. You can feel it. If there's someone that you're confused about, and someone you just don't know if this is the right avenue to take, this is the right place to be, you have to ask yourself, you have to look at what your life is going through, what you're going through. Is this something that I want to continue on in my life? Now, like I said, I don't tell anyone what to do, but this is a time for new beginnings. And why the Divine Masculine is starting to release dark wounds, it's all about you changing something inside yourself. Maybe you're not getting out there. Maybe you have been like sheltered inside yourself, inside your soul center, that you want to shine. Like I said, this is the year for all of us to start expressing and giving and just just shining our light. We are the center of it all. And if you're not allowing it, you're not letting love live. Okay? It's as simple as that. Okay, let's go to the next card. Okay. Very beautiful card. Seeing the true you. And like I said, these cards are very beautiful. They're very different. I love the artwork. I just can't stop saying that. I just love them. Anyways, so I was saying that this seeing the true you is the divine masculine starting to see their authentic self. Seeing their authentic self by knowing, there's an inner knowing, that what they've been doing is kind of like sheltering their life in a sense that they're not going to see positivity. They're not going to see happiness. So they just end up showing this other side, this complete other side to themselves, that they're not true to themselves. They're not being the person that they want to be. And now is the time to start seeing the true you. You're starting to see it. You're starting to see yourself for who you are, loving who you are, wanting to be more of who you are. This is a part of you that is starting to come out. Just like we talked about in the previous videos, the previous readings, that there's something in unleashing outside. I mean, something is trying to come out. You've been hovering yourself. You've been keeping yourself locked away. And now is a time where the divine masculine is saying, I've had enough and I'm going to start living my life. Maybe it's a time when you need to start, if you're single, maybe it's a time that you really start thinking about dating. Maybe it's a time that you start getting out there because that person is waiting for you, guys. If you're alone and you're thinking that I'm always going to be alone and I'm never going to find someone, or maybe you do have someone, but that person is, not available at the moment, and you know that this is not what you want to live your life waiting, or you want to live your life just in limbo. It's time to get out there. It's time to mingle. It's time to just see the true you. It's not something that you're going to commit to. It's not something that you have to be with, because a lot of people, they don't want to start dating because they feel guilty. They're kind of like, oh, well, if I start dating the that person and, she's going to think that we're, a couple and we're going to get married and we're going to get, into a deep committed relationship. That's beautiful if that happens. Or the odds of having that happen right away as soon as you start dating someone is very slim. And I'm not trying to discourage anyone because a lot of people want that. But the thing is that it doesn't work that way. It's more about, don't look at a person as a potential partner for the future, but more of like, hey, I like what they like. They like going bowling. I like going bowling. They like going shopping. They like just doing the things that I like to do. And maybe they're into spirituality. Maybe you could learn something from them. Just because they're the opposite sex or the same sex, whoever you're drawn to, doesn't mean that you can't mingle. Seriously, guys, it's a new day. It's a new time. It's a new generation. We got new things coming up for 2019, and I can't express this enough because I feel it, and you guys are feeling it as well. Seeing the true you is going to get you past all of these things that have happened to you previously over the years that you felt, oh, I couldn't do this, oh, I couldn't do that because I'm still here and I just can't do it. All of these can't, why can't I, why didn't I? These are words that you need to put away. They're old school, seriously. Now is the time to start over again. I'm just going to go and just say whatever and just do it. Do this in my life because I need to empower myself. I like to call it, taking a leap of faith. And taking a leap of faith, meaning that sometimes you have to see these things. Now, like I said before, these are messages that come out, and maybe it's not what the card is saying, what you're seeing the true you, but messages jump out at me to give to you guys because there is definitely a message coming through for someone out there. If they resonate with you, I hope that they do. Write them down. But if they don't, maybe you should write them down anyways because they might just resonate with you a little while later. I see this happen too, and myself, I'm the person that sees it the most. So messages that you're getting, it's time to get out there and shine. This is very important now to do these things while we're still at the beginning of the 2019. You want to start your year right. You want to start that, the momentum going on and, seeing yourself in a, like a new beginning, a new happy beginning. Okay, so let's go to the next card, Divine Feminine. Okay. What you want wants you. Very nice. Oh, I love this card. I'm going to stop gazing into them because they're just so like hypnotizing, and I don't want to do that right now. You are right now wanting something, and we all want it. We all want love. Basically, that's the heart of it. I know a lot of people say, oh, well, they want money, they want power, they want, you know, all of these things that, you know, signify power. But you know what? Deep down, it's not like that. That's maybe on the outside. That's the mask. It's really love, because love is the center of it. Trust me, it is the heart of it all. No one can love money more. No one can love material items more than love itself. Because when you first come into this world, you're coming into a feeling of love. You have love. Most of us have it. We are born with it. And when we feel it, it's just, we don't have no ego. We don't have no need for any material items or power or anything. We're babies and we just want love. What do we really want from our parents or our caretakers or whoever is taking care of us? We just want to be loved. And the more love, the merrier. That's why we're, you know, coming in as our inner child. The inner child is still inside of us. And what you want is love. Wants you. Remember, the divine feminine is craving love. Divine feminine needs love. But the divine feminine has been neglecting their self. Neglecting their self because they're not looking at love as a necessity. Kind of like, yeah, I could have it. I would love to have it. But you know what? There's other things that jump at you. Pride, anger, blocks, things that you put up because things didn't turn out the way you wanted, and you just can't see the joy in anything. And that leads to one thing, depression. And you end up hovering yourself, just like the divine masculine, and it can never find a happy medium. The divine masculine and divine feminine can never come together because they're both battling their own issues. No one's perfect. Remember that. No one's perfect, but you want this thing called love. This beautiful feeling of love. Maybe there's that someone that you're involved in, and that person isn't giving you everything that you want because they're not giving you love because they don't love themselves. Many times when people are so rude or people are negative or they just have this anger issue, it's mainly because they're craving love. And actually, they're the most loving people on this planet. And when you find that person in your life and that person is involved with you and they just become bitter and they just become so negative and they are not, remember, I repeat, they are not toxic, but the behavior that they're putting out there is because they seem to be toxic, but nobody is toxic because we all can accumulate things. That's why we try to stay away from negativity. And when I say negativity, I don't mean, oh, that person is negative, I need to stay away. No, it means don't engage in negative actions, you know, and that's why you're not feeling the love. You're not engaging the actions. I'm not calling no one out, okay? I don't mean that in any disrespect. Trust me, guys. I mean this with total love. But when I'm going to give you a little example, guys, it's just my little example. Let's say there's people like at work and they're gossiping and maybe it's interesting. Yeah, we say, oh, really? Did that happen? Oh my gosh, really? When you start engaging, you start believing. And maybe it's just someone trying to spread a rumor for their own personal gain. And you know what? That only attracts more personal gain. And then you end up getting in tune with what they're doing, why they're doing it, and start getting like negative towards that person, like a negative feeling, like, oh, I would never stay away. I would never stay with that person. I would never sit next to that person. I won't engage communication with that person only if it's work related. Things like that automatically because that person brought something. Okay, I'm just giving you an example. That negativity that you carried with you, you planted a seed, seed started growing. Guess what? You branded that person. And I don't mean it in disrespect, but I just mean it as that's human. It's human. We're human. We have to engage sometimes. That's why when you stay with the positive person and saying, wow, that person, they really need some help. That person, they really need somebody to talk to. And then you have to say, well, maybe I should go talk to them. And if they don't want to talk to you, that's fine. At least you know you tried. I see a lot of people sometimes, why are they acting the way they're acting with me? Why is this person, why is that person, my friend not giving me, you know, kind of like reciprocating what I did, you know, over the holidays? I try to talk to them. Well, maybe they were in their own little hut. Maybe they were going through something. And I found out recently that's exactly what happened. And you know what? I was happy because I didn't take it personal, you know, and I felt that that person will come to me, and they did, and they apologize, actually. So, you know, you never know what the other side is doing. Don't judge. I mean, nobody does. I'm not saying you do, but don't judge the situation right away, because sometimes it creates things, and we plant seeds because we're only human. It's just human nature, I guess. So we were talking about love, and I got into something else. So this is a direct message, like I said before. Okay, let's go to the next card, Divine Feminine. Inspiration. Oh, very beautiful flowers. I love seeing flowers. And, ooh, little bees. Very nice. Okay. Colorful, very yellow, too. I love yellow. Okay, now, everything that's going on right now is... I hate this. Sorry. Let me push them a little aside. It's nicer to see them looking nice and colorful and bright. There we go. Okay, inspiration, Divine Feminine. Guys, you know what? Just leave it. It's all about what the Divine Feminine wants. The Divine Feminine wants that love, and you have the inspiration. This card right here is giving the message. Go for it. You have it. Look at that. We have flowers in her hair. I mean, I was drawn to the flowers, and when I see flowers, I think of summer, because you guys know, if you followed me on social media, you know how much I love flowers. And this is a card that's indicating that new beginnings and inspiration and light and bees, which I always talk about bees. We need our bees, and some of us are afraid of bees. Yours truly, of course. And but you know what? I'm getting better with it. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, be motivated. Inspire yourself. Find that inspiration inside of you, because when you find it, you automatically attract more. And when you attract more, it feels so wonderful. It feels beautiful, because guess what? It just builds up, and you end up being inspiring to others. And when you're inspiring, you automatically just feel so good. You feel so empowered. It's just like, you know, like that time when the sun is out, and we go out in the sun because the sun makes us happy. I also just recently invested into a happy light, and it makes me happy. It does trigger off something inside of me. Is it the reason for my happiness? No, but it does help, because it's a chemical energy that I'm picking up. And this is what the sun does to us. This is why inspiration. Inspire yourself. Go out there. Do things. When we are closed in a dark area, like I said, the dark wound, we need to release it. When you release it, you are releasing every part of you that has been kind of like tight and holding back. And guess what? It just makes it worse for you to ever see the authentic you, because all you really want is the love. Get inspired. Inspire. Inspiration. I like to look at happy things. I do. I really do. I like to watch movies. I like to see the positive side of everything. And you know what? There is a dark side of everything. Don't think because I'm a cheerleader 24 hours a day, guys. I go through the same things you guys go through. But I've just learned how to empower myself to push that all away. And by doing that, I'm able to help everybody. I'm able, not everybody, but I can help you if you help yourself. And I know you guys know what you're doing in your lives, but you have to really find the true love inside of you to inspire yourself. Find what works and go with it. If it's getting out, maybe it's being more like courteous to people. When I say courteous, I don't mean like opening the door for everyone. That's nice and all, but being the person to not jump to conclusions when somebody says something to you, because sometimes that happens and we end up saying, well, why are they saying this to me? Well, what do they mean by it? Yeah, I know we have to defend ourselves, and I'm not telling you not to, but when you kind of like get to the point where you're always on guard with people, you automatically just do it, even if it's just, you know, something that happened that was like a slip, and somebody said something, they didn't mean it the way it sounded. This is why it's best to just go with gratitude and look at that person and just, if you're feeling something, walk away, take a deep breath, don't say something that you may regret, because this is a time when we get like cranky, we get a little different about, just like I said, lack of sun, lack of energy, of warmth, and we end up finding ourselves cold and bitter because we need to release that. And especially if you're going through something, oh, definitely, if there is something in your life right now, you need to just try. I know I'm saying things and maybe I'm hitting like certain triggers, and I don't mean to, but I have to say it because it's a message and it's coming through, and I just want to help you guys. It's time to release that wound. Let go of that old wound. You're never going to see happiness if you're going to hold on to something. If someone is meant to come into your life, they will come into your life. If someone is not meant to be in your life, they have to be released out of your life. Remember, this is all how you feel about the situation, and you have to look at things for what they are, because you can't create something and make it happen unless it's ready for things to happen, if that makes sense. I know you may be saying, well, I don't understand, or I do understand, but I'm not ready. This is a time when you have to just think about it. I didn't say that you have to do it now. These are all, like I said, because we're coming now to the beginning, we're at the beginning of the new year, coming into a new month. We want to make the best of this year. This year is going to be amazing. Okay, so I hope that this reading video resonated with you. A lot of the messages that came through maybe didn't come through with the messages that were on the cards, but they were messages. And guys, I really feel like this is something that's empowering me at the same time. So I resonated a lot with the messages. Like I said before, write it down. If you know someone that may benefit from this reading video, please share it, forward it to them. Anyways, just do what you have to do to get the word out to that person, okay? Now, if you're interested in getting your own personalized reading, I do offer phone, chat, and email readings, and the link is down below in the description area. Also, you can check out my other blog posts. I have several different articles about soulmates, twin flames, and also videos. And I just want to thank everyone who recently started subscribing to me. I really find it a blessing to have you guys to support me like this. It's a wonderful positive energy exchange, and I plan to do more. Like I said before, I am planning to do more live videos. I've been working on a lot of IGTV, like do reading videos like I'm doing. I'm still working on it. I have to just put everything together one step at a time, grounding myself. Okay, so until next time, God be with you all. Namaste.